What's the name of this place? Nudia. How do you say the name?
Nubian Humane.
Nubian Human. Okay. I will make sure I ain't messing nothing up.
About to slaughter that.
Nuba. All right.
Nubian Humane.
All right. It's Major Taylor, Major in the Art. We live at Nubian Human with the homie Marcus Prime. How you doing today, brother?
Doing good. Respect, man.
Okay. So, Marcus Prime. Is that your government name?
Nah. Marcus is, but Prime ain't. Nah. I ain't gonna drop the real name. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave that out.
So why Prime?
I got Prime from the Greek philosopher Marcus Prime, and then it just worked because I like Transformers too, so I just rolled with it. You know what I'm saying? I want something I wouldn't mind being called when I'm like 40. Still sound like an adult. You know what I'm saying? But it was catchy, so it worked. You know what I mean? Yeah.
All right, cool. So, art is definitely your gift. Now, when did you start drawing? When did you start messing around with art?
I've been drawing since I was 4, so I just always been into it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't start doing it for a profession until I was probably like 23, just putting it out there on like Tumblr and stuff like that, and then it started taking off. So I just, started making it, a way to eat, and then it just came to a point where I decided maybe I should take this more seriously. So for like the last 3 years, it's really been like serious to me. So yeah.
So, a lot of your stuff is a lot of anime. So, what kind of attracted you to anime?
I mean, I've always been into anime since I was real young. I didn't even realize I was into anime, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was watching, Robotech, you know what I'm saying, Voltron, all kind of stuff when I was real little. And then as I got older, Dragon Ball Z, it just always appealed to me, the style and how, like, alive it was. It was crazy stuff going on, like the style of the eyes and the sharpness. It just was like, it's just more serious than American animation, you know what I'm saying? So I've just always appreciated how they approach it. So always had that appeal. Yeah.
So, kind of talk about your upbringing. Like, where are you from?
I mean, I was raised by military parents. They was also pastors, so I had a real strict upbringing, you know what I'm saying? My parents were Army, so I lived in a bunch of states, man. I was born in Ohio. I left when I was still a baby. I went to Maryland, Missouri, Texas, Germany, Florida, Alabama. Now I'm living in Brooklyn, about to go to Atlanta, so I'm just always on the move, man. Definitely. So that's been a huge influence in my work, living everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So I have a lot of different ideas and versatility as far as black culture that I can offer and stuff, you know what I'm saying? That was a huge influence, definitely, yeah.
Okay, so definitely the anime inspires you, but who maybe is there another person that inspires you, or is it just like being on the scene, or what is it?
Oh, well, I guess you could say my biggest influences was Norman Rockwell. He's an OG, like from like the 40s. I mean, obviously his style, he does realism, but I just always appreciated the way he approached different subject matter. Just his style was really amazing. And then comic artists were really who I was into coming up, like Jim Lee, Ed McGuinness, Joe Mad, Alex Ross, people like that, you know what I'm saying? So comic art was really like my biggest like influence, and a lot of graffiti art too. And then over time I just kind of just meshed stuff together, comic art, anime influence, traditional, old school, anything like that. I just kind of try to mesh everything together, so definitely.
So a lot of artists, like, they struggle, like at the beginning they don't know themselves, they trying to figure it out. So how did you kind of like find you, like when did it all click and take off?
Everything probably clicked for me maybe 3 years ago, because I wasn't always just drawing strictly black people. Before that, I was just drawing like everybody else was drawing, typical superheroes and cartoons and stuff, not really aware of it. But then one day I started kind of realizing I wasn't seeing enough blackness in, what I'm saying, in mainstream art, and it bothered me. So then I kind of was like, instead of me complaining about it, let me do my part, you know what I'm saying? And I started trying to make more ethnic art, you know what I'm saying, without making it typical. Usually when you see black art, it's just like a bunch of like African art, which is nothing wrong with it, but we're just stuck in this box. And I'm like, yo, black is everything, so we can be every type of, you know what I'm saying, culture, every type of person. We influence everything, so why not, can't that reflect in our stuff? So that's why I pick a lot of the subjects I pick, because I want us to see ourselves in the culture that we was raised in. We all watch cartoons, we was all watching it. Why aren't we in them? So that was one of my biggest, when I realized this might be what I'm supposed to be doing, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, definitely.
So kind of talk about the message behind Marcus Prime, and talk about your mission.
I guess you can really say my mission, I just really want to inspire other artists of color to do whatever they want to do. Like, I'm not no God, I'm not no savior of black people, I'm not no, ambassador. Like, I'm not the only guy. A lot of people feel like I'm trying to like be a like that dude or something. Like, all I wanted to do was really just draw more art that looked like something I would want to see. I took it in my own hands. I'm trying to make other artists do that. A lot of people feel like I'm trying to do everything, and I'm really not. I'm staying in my lane, and maybe you might be the artist that's supposed to do the other stuff. I'm trying to get other black artists to pick up their pencils, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's money out here for all of us. Like, there's no need to be selfish, man. There's been plenty of instances in history where black people have all thrived. So why can't we all thrive in this? You know what I mean? So I just want other artists to pick up their pencils. I don't want people to look at me like I'm trying to do everything, because I really don't want to. Like, I don't want to. I don't want that pressure. Like, so that's all I really want. That's my if I was to die right now, I would just want people to feel like I can do it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can draw stuff how I want to draw it. You know what I mean? So that's it.
So, as you would say, your social media is lit. So, kind of talk about how you got your big social media following. Like, where did it start?
You could say Tumblr, really. Tumblr was, I did a couple drawings of some Disney princesses a while ago, smoking, and I didn't think it was gonna take off like that. They start circulating heavy. A couple celebrities were posting them, so that was kind of like my first viral pieces. And so I just kind of rode the momentum. You know what I'm saying? I just kept putting stuff out while people was watching me, and then it kind of carried over to Instagram. You know what I'm saying? A lot of friends was plugging me and supporting my work on Instagram before I got on, tagging me and all kind of stuff. So it kind of just carried over, because Instagram's a lot quicker. So people started figuring two and two together. They're like, oh, this is the guy who did so and so. So I just kept plugging. I draw a picture every single day. I've been doing that for like the last maybe 4 or 5 years. Every single day, I don't care what I'm doing, I got to draw at least one picture and post it, even if it's just a rough sketch or some shit. So it's at the point now, 5 years later, you know what I'm saying, if you think about that, you do the math, at least 300 days out of the year, I've drawn a picture and posted it. So by now, it had to have, you know what I'm saying, added up. They've seen my name a couple thousand times. So that was my plan, just to keep putting so much content out to a point where people are going to be like, yo, I seen this dude before, I know this dude. Even if they don't be on my page, they've seen my work. And now it's finally come full circle, you know what I'm saying? So it's just been a blessing, man, just to like see my work, people coming to me about drawings from 4 years ago that I forgot about. They just seeing it, you know what I mean? Because it's just this continuous stream, man. So I'm just trying to push that message. Like, you don't have to be rich to get where you're trying to go. The tools are right in front of you, man. I was using Sharpies, and that was it. Sharpies and computer paper. And now I'm able to do this, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's been a blessing, man. It's been a blessing, man.
Yeah, and what I really appreciate about you is like you don't force anything. Like recently, the situation where the cops, you did a picture of the cops attacking the young black men and black women at the pool party. You did a picture. Then another situation came, and you were like, I really don't feel it. I'm not going to try to force it. And I feel like a lot of people, like, they're turning into opportunists instead of just keeping the art. Like, you did that. Like, the situation in Baltimore, there was a photographer around here named Devin Allen. Yeah, he captured that. But those were just natural. Like, you just got to do you and then inspire, and whatever comes, it's going to come. So, I know you got some business adventures. Kind of talk about some collaborations you got coming up.
Well, shout out to Devin Allen, number one, man. Like, that was amazing, because I've been, following him for a minute. So it was really awesome to see his stuff get the shine it deserves. So shout out to him. My boy Nuri, Action Hank Beard, that's his Instagram, Action Hank Beard. Me and him are working on bringing a comic book out called Loading, later in the year. Trying to make one of the official black manga, if you will, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to be working on that this year. He has a couple projects of his own, so I'm real excited about that. I'm trying to get down to Atlanta and work some more with Paper Frank. You know what I'm saying? He's a real good friend. You know what I'm saying? He's helped me and taught me a lot about the game and stuff. So we're going to work on some stuff. A lot, man. Even, the Melanin brand, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be seeing more of that. We just dropped some shirts recently, and they did really well. So the site coming up for the whole, Melan's going to be the whole umbrella for everything, man. And then just trying to really just keep spreading this message, man. Like, whatever comes. I'm trying to go to Cali, do some events soon. London later this year, man. I'm really just trying to everybody's showing love around the world, man. So I'm trying to really go connect with people, man. So traveling, man, that's the main thing. I'm trying to while I have the opportunity to travel and do this, it's a blessing. So I'm trying to really do that for everybody. So yeah, man.
I just asked when the Melanin Truckers. I just want one of the first ones. Let me get on the early train for that one. Okay, so in the next 5 years, where do you see yourself?
I mean, the next 5 years, man, I'm trying to not even have to do art to work. I'm trying to just, be involved in music industry more heavily, in fashion, and own a couple galleries, putting other people on, just continue traveling the world. You know what I'm saying? If that's to really, I see that next couple years, next 2 years, you know what I'm saying? Just traveling the world, continuing just to inspire other artists, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to the point where there's so many of us that black art is not a category anymore. It's just the other artists. So even not just black, people of color, period. Latino artists, you know what I'm saying? Asian influence, everybody. Like, if we're all in America, we should be equal playing field. Yeah, man, then I'm just like continue being an ambassador for just art, for people just to do whatever they want to do. So yeah, man.
Appreciate you stopping by. Go ahead and let the people know where they can find you on social media.
Word. You can catch me on Instagram, man. It's at Marcus Prime Lives, Markus Prime Lives. Twitter, it's Marcus Prime, but it's Marcus PR1M3 _. Tumblr, MPR1M3, man. I'm out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, man. Yeah.
Definitely. You can catch me on Instagram, Twitter, at MajorIndieArt. Appreciate your time, brother. You have a good one. We definitely going to catch up. Checking out another Coastline production. Peace.